Okay, so this is the autofocus test on the X-M5. It's catching my eye, but is it catching my eye? That is the question. This is on wide tracking, by the way, eye autofocus, auto, set to auto. So it should be picking up my face. If it doesn't pick up my eyes, it should have a box around me. Let me turn around. How does that look? Let me know. Having a cup of tea. Is it catching me? Let me zoom in. To be fair, for what I've used this for, the autofocus has been okay. Not on levels with a Sony camera, but not as bad as everyone's making it out to be. Now, this is what I've been hoping to test out. I wanted to go outside this weekend, but there's a big storm here in the UK. Let me take my glasses off. So that should be easier for the camera to pick me up, ideally. And yeah, so we're stuck in the studio, setting. Hopefully the autofocus is better on this camera compared to other Fujifilm cameras. This is my first one, so I can't really comment, but from what I've seen in terms of comparisons and tests, yeah, this looks like one of the best ones out there at the minute. Right, so this is what you would normally do in a vlog. You'd hold the camera, you'd move around, just testing if it hunts at all. Doesn't look like it is, but the box around the eye could be misleading. From what I've seen as well, that is the case. Let me just come in very close, come in very wide. Let me pop out, pop in, pop out, pop in, pop out, pop in. And this is also testing out the stabilization. Now, optical image stabilization on the lens is on, but the digital isn't, just because it crops in too much for my liking. How does that look with all that stuff in the background? It looks like it's sticking to my eye relatively great, but like I said, it could be misleading in the actual footage. So I want you guys to let me know. Let me go into a bit of a darker environment to see how that still pans out when it comes to autofocus. It does look like it's trying to hunt. Yeah, it's hunting on my shoes. Now I haven't got auto ISO on, so that is sort of going against this camera. It is set to 1000 ISO. Aperture is at 3.5. I have the flicker shutter speed on, but in good lighting conditions, in terms of artificial lighting, it actually looks okay, judging from the screen on the camera. Now, I hate watching videos where people are looking at the screen. So this is the studio in terms of the lighting. Not the most lighting, but definitely sufficient for my camera and my use case. Let me know how the autofocus is. Any good? Close up? Far away? Looks like I'm hugging someone. You know those films where you're just hugging someone? But yeah, let me know how the autofocus is on my eyes. If you cover the eyes, hits the hands really quickly. Now what I'm gonna do is actually put my autofocus settings down below, just because off the top of my head, I can't remember. I've been playing along with the settings to hopefully get the best settings for me when it comes to the snappiness, and also make sure it sticks on the face. Now, I've been doing a bit of research in terms of what's best for face tracking and autofocus with the Fujifilm system, specifically the X-M5, and it looks like, judging from what I can see on the screen, it's actually working. Hopefully in post, or from what I can see in the edit, it's the same, but in terms of my settings, the exact settings, I am gonna put that in the description, just in case you wanna use the same settings, just in case you wanna get the most out of this camera in terms of vlogging, studio, recording, stuff like that. What is a bit distracting though, compared to other camera systems, is the eyes is constantly moving in terms of the box around it, which is so annoying. Sony's don't really do that, it's not as jittery, but if it's in focus, I can excuse it. But yeah, this is a quick autofocus test, more on the X-M5 very shortly. What I'm gonna be doing is a series of tests with the X-M5 and my overall full review a couple weeks later of using this camera, because I do know how popular this camera seems to be or is becoming, you know, especially from Fujifilm fans and casual fans too, for whoever wants to use a camera for every use case, whether it's photography, videos, vlogs, whatever else. Yeah, we're gonna keep it coming with the content with this camera. Anyways, I'm gonna see how this footage is and get back to you. Oh, it's catching me, I think. Anyways, I'll see ya in a bit.